Hi friends, how's it going? My name is Mike. This channel is Health and Wealth. You're here today to learn about Group C's distribution announcement and celebrate the good times and fight the bad. So today announced around 6:55 a.m. Group C's announcement of its 4 weekly distribution as well as all of their weekly distributions. And so today is announcement day. Tomorrow, which is May the 29th, be with you, will be the X distribution date, which means that you need to have purchased shares of these ETFs before, I think it's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight, to qualify for these distributions, which will be coming to anybody that owns these shares on Friday for most people, some on Monday. But yeah. One of the things to remember is that the share price most likely will dip the equivalent of this distribution tomorrow morning in the pre-market. Actually, tonight at 8 o'clock, you'll see it, but tomorrow morning, you'll really see it. And then, I mean, it could go up, could go down, depending on the market fluctuation tomorrow as well. If it's anything like today, it's going to go down even further. So a lot of people like to buy on the X distribution date because you get that automatic discount in share price. You hope that over the next 4 weeks or 5 days for the weeklies that the share price kind of goes back up, recovers what it dipped, and then it just rinses and then it repeats. But that doesn't happen often with a lot of the ETFs here, but that's what you're hoping for over the next 4 weeks with those 4 weekly distributions. Now, this is really cool, everybody. This is Group C. This is the second time that they're paying out in this month, which is really, really cool. So we're getting 2 Group C distributions this month. So I don't know if you knew, but YieldMax pays for their monthlies, for their 4 weeklies. They pay them 13 times a year. So this is the time of year where we're getting it twice, which is pretty cool. So let's get into all of the distributions here. I'm going to start off the weeklies. I'm going to take a pause, and then we're going to go to the 4 weeklies. And as I'm bringing my face down, thank you so much for subscribing and liking this video. Really means a lot. Let's see if we can get this video up to, I don't know, 1,500 views today. Your likes are going to make that happen. First one here is CHPY. YieldMax's semiconductor options, portfolio options income, paying out 38 cents this week. This is a weekly. All of these are weeklies until I tell you it's not. Let's go take a look at CHPY. 38 cents. It's what, 7th payment so far. Yeah, there's last week 39 cents. So just a cent less. It's seeming to kind of flatten out here and be pretty consistent over the last 4 payments now, which is really good. CHPY, really good on share price here, $51.21. Let me share why. Down 1% over the last 5 days here. It did have a dip on last Friday, which, makes sense with the distribution coming out there, Thursday to Friday. But I mean, let's take a look at this. Up 5% over the last month. And I mean, since it's come out, up 12% so far, which is really incredible. I know my RRSP is like -1% for the year, right? So up 12% here. You got to be happy with that. Next up, we have GPTY. This is your AI play. I think if I'm right, actually, I'm not even going to say it out loud, but 28 cents for GPTY. Let's go take a look at its other weeks here. Okay, yeah, I'm glad I didn't say that out loud. Pretty consistent here again, right? Pretty consistent with the last 4 pays. So this is 5 pays in a row around that 28-cent mark. GPTY, $44.24. How did it do over the last week? Up 1.8%. You gotta like that. Over the last month, up 12.51%. You gotta like that. And then since its inception here, let me just make sure I'm right. Down 11.95%. It started off at $50, and that was on January 23rd. It came out. So down, let's call it 12%, but you are getting a really good weekly distribution so far with this. I think if I was a shareholder, I'd probably be fairly happy with that. Especially the last month of it coming up in share price, I'd be really happy with that as well. Next up, we have LFGY paying 49 cents, and let's go take a look at that. Hold on one second. Is that the same as last week? Give me a second. Let me refresh this bad boy right here. 49 cents. All right, we're getting towards that consistency here. 47, 49, and 49 cents. I had to double check the week here as well, but that's good. LFGY. What's not good is the share price right now. This is a crypto play. They got Riot, Mara, they got Bitcoin, they got all of these different crypto plays out there. Share price though down 2.5%. I think Bitcoin was down today as well. I think a lot of the market was down today. I think Trump said today something about chips not going to China again today. He said something like that. So, entire market's kind of feeling the brunt of his words. But over the last 5 days here, down 1.95%. And since it's come out down 22%, let me make sure I'm right about that. Yep, 22% share price. But what's the but for? But it has paid out some really, really great distribution since it's come out. So if you're an income investor, this one has been good for you so far, other than that share price. But distribution wise, it's been really good. By the way, this isn't advice. I'm just literally going over what you can find yourself. And if you're enjoying that content, my voice with the nasal, because I have a cold, hit the like button, subscribe. I'm trying to get to 10,000 human beings, not bots, no bots. What's the bots for? No bots before Christmas. And I think I can get there. I just need your help getting there. So if you're one of the 70% watching this that's not subscribed, what's your problem? Let's go to the next one here, QDTY. This is playing on the Qs. QQQ, 31 cents this week. Just slightly lower than last week here, but hovering in that 30-cent range. So you got to be happy with that. QDTY, $42.31 over the last 5 days. Dead even. Is that possible? Dead even over the last month, up 6.82%. And since it's come out, down 16%, but you're getting a great distribution here with this. If the market can turn things around more long term, then this is good. But the market is a fragile place right now when one person can say one word and it can change the projection of that market for sure. Next, we have the Russell play, the RDTY, paying 35 cents. Interesting here that they're relatively the same. RDTY, 35 cents. It's its biggest payment in the last 2 weeks here. RDTY, 44.70 in share price. I like to look at the last 5 days because these are weeklies, right? So how did it do over the last 5 days? And down 1.54%. And since it's come out down 9%. So it's faring better than QDTY in share price. It's probably faring better in distribution price here too so far. That's on the Russell index there. Next up, we have SDTY. Now this one should be more stable in share price because it's following the S&P 500. 25 cents, generally speaking. This one's a little bit lower than those other ones, but hovering around that same 27 to 25 to 24 cent mark over the last 4 weeks here. Consistent, right? $43.42 in share price. 5 days, down 0.25%. That's pretty good. I can handle that if I was a holder of this ETF, which I'm not. And since it's come out here down 13.66%, it came out February 6th, actually. So just a few days before the massive slump, although it didn't really hit this too much, did it? There's another slump right there, April 2nd. Yikes. April 2nd was down to April 8th, down 12%, but then it spiked back up here. And then since then, we're back up 0.5%. So there's your SDTY talk. Next, we have everyone's favorite to love and hate. We have ULTY, ULTY, again, paying out 9 cents. This is pretty darn consistent for ULTY. 9, 10, 11, 9, 8, 8. So you can see it's very, very similar to the other payments. People love ULTY. I'm not one of those people, but is it making me a believer? I can't say that out loud. Not with this share price. I can definitely not say that out loud. Over the last 5 days here, up 0.16%. But I mean, the last month, just like the whole market really went up 5%. Last 6 months down. That's why I'm not a believer. 38% right there. 56%. And since its inception, down 68%. But But let's say but a lot here. It's paying out a very consistent weekly distribution right now, hovering around that 9 cent mark every single week. You know, that 1 week was 11 cents. So at least you know what you're going to get with this. You're going to get some share price depreciation most of the time. I mean, if we're looking at it, right? In the last month, it's up 5% share price. But I mean, let's go 3 months. When would that be? Let's go this big spike right here. So down 17% since March 5th. So I mean, 2.5 months there. Oof, not great, that's for sure. Next up, we have everyone's favorite from Family Guy, YMAG, 29 cents and higher. Wow, wow, that's a lot higher than. Am I looking at the right one? Give me a second here. Sometimes I don't trust my own. There it is. It is the right one. Holy smokes, that's quite a bit higher. You know, 4 cents higher than last week, 10 cents higher than the week before. 19 cents from the week before that. That's a really, really good payment from YMAG. YMAG share price is just hanging out, right? It's just hanging out. It's a cool guy on the street here, down 0.19% this week, up 6.26% in the last year, down 23% since its inception here. But what a bounce. Nice little W on there, working its way back up. And yeah, it's only down. I mean, let's be realistic here. It's down $4.68. It's paid out all of these distributions down the left-hand side where my arrow is. That's a good one. I mean, so far down $4, right? And paying out all this distribution. Yeah, it's not bad in my opinion. I think that's kind of cool to see. Next, we have YMAX. This is the last of the weeklies. This one's paying out 21 cents. YMAX, 21 cents. It's higher than normal here. Cool. That's awesome. Let's go look at YMAX's share price. Not as good as YMAG. Look at that, eh? Down 1.44%. Last month here, up 3.25. And YMAG, if I remember correctly, which I don't, I gotta go look at that. Up 6.26%. YMAX was up 3.25. So half, right? Half of it. 6 months down 24%. Since it's come out down 32%, but starting to work its way back up here, but you never know, right? Exercise caution with your investing. Invest with what you can afford to lose. Invest in the long term, not the short term. You know, invest in what you think is right. Invest in your future. Do whatever you can to retire as soon as humanly possible. That's my pep talk for you right now. Let's get into the 4 weeklies. Can I call them monthly? Can I do it just for the rest of this video? I'm going to do it. All right, here we go. We got AMDY. This is a 4 weekly pair, a monthly pair, 4 weekly pair. 42 cents with this. All right, that's cool. ABNY, 38 cents. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one here. ABNY. This is an Airbnb play. 38 cents is way lower than the last distribution 4 weeks ago, but it's pretty in line with the one before that, pretty close to the ones before that as well. Airbnb play. Share price $12.04. Over the last month here, down 1.17%. I mean, it had a great rise here. I mean, if we go from here to here, it went up 4%. But if we go from here to here, it went down 5%. So it had a good rise. I think it had good earnings whenever that came out, like its underlying stock, Airbnb. But it's not sustainable, it looks like. And if we look at it over the last year, down 40% share price, 41 since its inception. I guess you're getting a good consistent distribution, but this one's not a play for me. I'm going to keep going. Next one, we have AMDY. An AMD play paying out 42 cents. Higher. And then it's the highest payment since November. AMDY 785. This is an interesting one. I don't necessarily know why it's so low. Today, it went up 0.13% today. That's strange with the news of the chips, but you know, over the last 5 days, up 1%. Over the last month, up almost 12%. That's really good. I mean, that's not a ton of cash though, because it's only $7.85. But up 84 cents. And I mean, since it came out, down 58% share price, but you're getting all of these distributions, right? They've been paying out distributions since November of 2023. So we're looking at a year and a half so far of payments if you had your money in there from day one and you just took the income and you did whatever you want with it or reinvested it, you're probably still floating, doing okay. But it's not a play for me because up here, I live in Canada. I got to pay 15% withholding tax on all distribution payers. And it just doesn't make economical sense for this play for me. Next, we have the one that most of you are here for. There's some really big ones coming up, by the way. That's what she said. But we have CONY coming up here. This is the one that I have. For me, I'm going to do a full dedicated video to CONY, but I put in just over $1,900 of the big boy Mike money, and then I said I'm not putting in any more money of mine. I'm going to let the distributions just drip, and we're going to see where we're at 5 years from now. So I did some math. I figured this 73% or 73 cent distribution is probably going to buy me roughly 17 shares. That's cool. I can handle that. Imagine that for the next 5 years, right? And that's just going to climb if we keep the distributions around the same. There are some concerning things about it. We'll talk about that in a second. But it is its highest payment all the way since February, so that's good news. Yeah, we'll see how it goes, right? CONY itself, $8.67. It went down 35 cents today, which is a huge drop, right? We're down almost 4%. Over the last month, though, it is up 5.99%, right? So if you had to taken today out of the equation, we'd be up almost 10% this month. I'd say we're up 10% this month if we take today out, right? But $8.67, I'm not a huge fan of that share price. Normally, I wouldn't invest in anything that low. That's kind of come down this far over the last year. And I mean, this far since it's come out, 57%, 52%. Normally, I wouldn't do that, but I made a commitment to you, the people, saying I'm going to buy these shares and I'm leaving it in there and I'm not touching it for 5 years. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to see how it works out. I could just float and be even. I could be, broke with no money. I mean, it was $1,900, people. Let's not get crazy here, but I am not investing any more of my own money in this. I'm going to take my own money and put it in other things that maybe are a little bit more reliable, but I'm interested to see where this goes 5 years from now, right? I mean, it could be incredible. All right, speaking of incredible, let's talk about another one here. Here we go. This is your CVNY play, Carvana, $4.56, 125%. Let me just see what that says up there. Distribution rate is absolutely massive. And I'm actually curious about Carvana a little bit. I want to kind of see how much money is in this fund, but that's a huge distribution for CVNY. Here's what it did the week before, the month before. So 268, 296, and 391. This is its fourth payment so far. Let's see how much money is in this fund. Let's scroll down and take a look at that. 53 million. So not even close to one of its biggest funds, but that is going to be one of the biggest payments that YieldMax has put out. YieldMax has put out some $7 and some $5 and other $4 ones, but this one is on that list, probably a top 10 to 15 payment of all time right now. This fund came out on January 29th. Share price $48.16, looking good over the last 5 days, up 8.2% over the last month, crushing it, up 21%. That is incredible. If we look at it since its inception, though, still down 4.8%. Who cares? I don't care about 4.8%. I care about that income on this one. I mean, I'm not invested in it, but wow, I'm down 4.8%. But I'm crushing it on income, right? So that's what's happening with this right now. Is it sustainable? Who knows? Only time will tell. If it's anything like a lot of the other funds out here, they tend to dip long term and pay out distributions. So we'll see how it goes. The history is what's happened. The future is in front of us. Let's find out. Speaking of history and future, let's talk about Fiat here. This is your short seller of your or your reverse fund of your CONY. Fiat paying out 26 cents. Let's take a look at that. Much lower than the months before. It probably has something to do with CONY going up 10% or Coinbase going up even more over that 4-week period. So, you know, when Coinbase goes up, fiat goes down because they're trying to fight, right? They're in a fight. They're in a fight with Coinbase, but it didn't work out this month. So they got punched in the face. Share price is $5.43. It is up today because Coinbase is down today. Over the last 5 days, up 1.59%. But since its inception, down 72%. This is not looking like a promising fund at the moment. For me, I'm not involved in any of the inverse funds because this is basically how all of them are going. The funds that I'm invested in are, I'm hoping, I smile, I cross my fingers, are profitable companies. And because I'm investing in, hopefully, profitable companies, fighting against those is not really something that I am interested in. So I'm not into fiat. Here comes the newest fund over at YieldMax. It's called HOOY. 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 This is the Robinhood play. And this is a huge distribution. This is your first distribution from HOOY. Robinhood, extremely volatile and doing really well. Let's take a look at the share price. I think you're going to be impressed by that too. But before we do that, let's go look at it here. It's just a very baby little small fund over here. YieldMax, $3 million is in it right now. That's all. But I suspect this distribution might raise that up a little bit. It'd be interesting to watch this number grow as more people become more familiar with the new fund out there. But I mean, if you're a Robinhood fan, then you're probably a fan of this as well. HOOY, look at this. Before today, it was up 15%, but look at this. It didn't go down today. What the heck? Let's go take a look, right? So it just came out on May the 8th, and there it is, up almost 15% since it's come out. That's good, everybody. That's really good. Really good. I'm impressed. And I actually had a feeling it was going to do well because I know Robinhood does very well. And not only that, they're very volatile, and that's what makes these things tick. That distribution is awesome. Only $3 million in there right now. Here's the downside to it though. Share price has gone up 15%. How much more does it have to grow? If you put your money into it today, are you expecting it to grow another 15% share price, or might it come down a little bit? I don't know. It's hard to predict that, isn't it? Next, we have MSFO, 54 cents. I almost called it dollars, 54 cents. And very similar to the other last month, right? 54 cents, MSFO, 1771. Hanging around in share price. I just heard my kid walking up the street. I got to get this video here quick before she storms through this door. Down 20% in the last year, down 12% since inception, though. That's good. I mean, that's not too bad. If you bought in on day one, you got all these lower distributions here, but it's been paying out since October 5th, 2023, right? So we're looking at a year and a half for this as well. Cool. NFLY, 68 cents. Netflix play here. Lower than the month before, but the month before was a pretty phenomenal month. And 68 cents looking good. Share price, not bad actually, but you would have made way more money if you bought the underlying on this one. Like I'm talking leaps and bounds more money. Over the last year here, up 7%. But I mean, Netflix is up a ridiculous amount in that same time period. Last one is PYPY. Let me go take a look at this. It is paying 55 cents. And here we go. Yeah, same as last month, right? Oh, yeah, same as last month, 55 cents. And share price, $13.36. I can hear her yelling through. She's down on the driveway, screaming up at this window right here. Too good. All right, up 6% though in the last month. You got to be happy with that. I mean, the entire market though was up 6% basically in this last month, and then down 33% since its inception. January 31st didn't help that though, down 25% since January 31st. And so, I mean, it's only down 8% if you get rid of those months since January here, right? So, yeah, not too shabby at all. That's our announcement today. I hope you enjoyed this content. And if you did, I hope you've hit the like button, share. And if you want to become a member, I had actually somebody say $4.99 isn't enough. So I made a $10.99 membership for those who can afford it. You really get nothing out of it other than supporting me. And for that, I'm grateful. I appreciate all of the time you guys give me. hit the like, the subscribe, and I can't wait to see you again. Also, I made a Bitcoin hat and some Misty shirts in my store down below. If you want some of that content, hit it up. But I'm going to talk to you again very, very soon. I'm going to put out a CONY video coming up here, and a Misty video and a NVIDIA video. I hope you enjoy that content as well. I'll leave it at that. I hope you have a great night. My name is Mike. This is Health and Wealth. Bye for now.